the Brownsville Minute, a community conscious conversation and a platform that provides information, wellness, love, and unity all on a digital platform. And our goal is to try to make sure that our community residents are informed, conscious, and that we are connecting the dots on a virtual platform. The Brownsville Minute is designed for everyone. Please join us with the Brownsville Minute. Oh, we're back. We are back. We are back. And as you know, I'm not going to be here alone. I need to work on this voice. But anyway, welcome back to the Brownsville Minute. We are super excited to have you join us today. And today I am excited to bring back a very familiar face. If you don't remember, check back the previous episodes of the Brownsville Minute. We are really excited to really bring health and mental wellness to the community by way of bike riding. No, I don't remember how to bike ride, but I'm sure if I, get on, it will come back to me after a few falls. But with all due respect, I still, probably can do it, but it may take me some time. Anyway, you don't need to talk to me no more. Let's just bring on our guest, Kane Jacob from the Department of Mental Health.
Yes.
You're back.
I am back. It feels good to be back. Thank you for having me.
So you're coming back with great news. You tell.
Yes. East Brooklyn Bike Club is in full swing again for this bike season in 2023. We're excited to continue to work with our leaders and the other wonderful organizations around Brownsville, East New York, and East Brooklyn. Well, Brooklyn in general, but of course, we're in Brownsville, we're in East New York, we're in East Brooklyn. So we're glad to be back, and of course, glad to be in the Brownsville Minute.
So, Kane, first of all, I don't like to really introduce and tell like stories about who my guests are. Tell a little bit about what you do, and how you got engaged in this specific initiative.
Yes. So, again, my name is Kane Jacob. Born and raised in Brooklyn. Families from the Caribbean background, which a lot of us wonderful New Yorkers and Brooklynites are. I've been working with the Department of Health for a little over a year now. And my job here is the lead coordinator of East Brooklyn Bike Club. So that entails we're going to continue to push wellness, physical wellness, nutrition, other things like that around the community, because we want people to get physically active and we want them to be a part of our community in that same way. The Department of Health wants all health and wellness initiatives to continue to get promoted through our communities.
And so, specifically with this initiative, why is it important for those in the East Brooklyn area to become engaged?
So East Brooklyn, our area, is very important. There are a lot of different infrastructure changes that are going around Brooklyn in general. And we want to keep this preservation here in Brownsville, in East Brooklyn, in East New York. But in that same aspect, we have to be open to different changes, right? And these changes, of course, have to stem from within, and the Department of Health is at the forefront of these different changes. We want to be available for our community. We want our community to know that we're here for them. We have these different resources that they may or may not know that we do have, and continue to spread the word and, the community outreach and engagement portion.
And then are the services that you're offering to the community residents, do they have to pay for it?
No. Everything that we offer here at this center is free. This week we had a wonderful week of wellness for Mental Health Awareness Month. So we had a lot of different resources, again, regarding mental health awareness, mental stability, nutrition and wellness, and really just coping, right? Having people know that, all right, there is somebody here that you can listen to, that you can get information from, and that can just be that voice and that helping hand that you may or may not know that you need.
Awesome. And so you have an event that's coming up. You want to tell us a little bit about that event?
Yes, East Brooklyn Bike Club, through one of our many community partnerships, we partnered with Green Thumb NYC. Green Thumb NYC basically hosts all the community gardens throughout New York City. And we have a wonderful community ride that we're bringing to you. This will be on Saturday, May 20th. So we're a little over less than a week away. Sorry, a little over a week away, about 9 days away. And we'll be visiting 6 gardens in Brownsville and East New York, Ocean Hill area. So we'll be starting at Saratoga Farm. which is a wonderful garden in the community on Saratoga and Fulton Street. And we'll be ending at Good Shepherd's Community Garden.
Okay, awesome. And so, if folks are interested, do they need to have a bike?
So right now we also partnered with City Bike. So we do have some bike codes where you can essentially ride a city bike for an extended period of time. The normal time that you would have to ride a city bike and redock the bike is about 45 minutes. But with City Bike's partner codes, you will be allowed to ride for about 2 hours. But we prefer, if you do have your own bike, that's always preferred.
Okay, awesome. And so, what? How do you prepare for a bike ride? Like, for those like myself who have not been on a bike, but in my head I can do it. How do you prepare for something like that?
So biking, as you said, right? You may or may not fall. Even us experienced individuals, right? You're always going to remember how to ride a bike, but there's always going to be different tricks to the trade, right? Pushing off, starting off. So all these different things. First off, you need to make sure that your bike is actually able to ride, right? So it's important to always get a tune-up before you go and ride to make sure you're checking the airs in your tire, making sure that your brakes work, making sure that your chain isn't rusty, that your chain is actually on, So all those different things, checking in to make sure, right? But then there's also a mental stamina and physical stamina, right?
Mhm.
Biking is can be a very challenging or leisure activity. So it's important to ensure that you stretch, that you're having good nutrition, that you're eating like some type of good breakfast that gives you energy, nothing that will have you sluggish and tired, and always making sure that you drink a lot of water.
Mm. And so, this route, is it a hilly route or the route that's kind of flat, hilly?
Yeah, so we'll be essentially going up a little bit, so a small elevation portion, but for the most part, it's majority flat ride. Yes. And the duration of this ride should be roughly no more than 3 hours because we'll actually be stopping at the gardens and talking to the different garden coordinators. And again, just spreading the word about what's going on in our community, seeing what type of fresh produce may or may not be growing at this garden, and of course, the flora that may or may not be being grown.
Okay, awesome. And so, any last things that you want to mention about any other things? Because I know that this is not the only initiative that you're working on, but this is the one that's coming up very soon.
Yes, yes. So we have another ride with big reuse. So we're going to be visiting the different composting sites in Brownsville as well, going along the Greenwood Green Mile, which is basically a stretch of mile along Greenwood Avenue. That has about roughly, I think Greenwood has roughly 5 or 6 gardens along that route, and then we'll just be riding, getting tours from these composting sites as well. But this again is just something for the community residents to come out and see what's going on in the community. A lot of people don't necessarily know the number of gardens that are in Brownsville, East New York. They don't know where these different composting sites where we're getting like this mulch and these different things to activate these gardens. So I think that was a good follow up from the garden ride, as well as our leaders. We're going to have our entire ride series going throughout the summer. So our bike leaders were essentially trained to lead rides. Some rides will be a little bit more challenging. Some will be a little bit more sightseeing, as these garden rides are. Because again, we're trying to, of course, make sure everyone's happy. So we have some thrill seekers, we have some real expert bikers, but then we have, people that are brand new, people that are just starting back, learning how to ride. So we never want our rides to be too challenging. So throughout the summer, we'll just have a different series of rides that'll essentially, cater these different expertise levels in biking.
And do you have any specific needs, volunteers, bike readers, or just community to spread the word?
Oh yes, yes. We would love if people continue to spread the word about East Brooklyn Bike Club. There are a lot of bike clubs that do travel through East Brooklyn, but there are none that are centered and focused around East Brooklyn. So if we continue to spread the word, I know that we would have this community-led aspect that was the original pilot for this bike program to continue to build from.
Okay, awesome.
And yes, we always need volunteers. We always need new bikers. Yeah.
And so awesome. So, in wrapping up, where can we find information? You, I'm going to plug a little bit. Is
Yes.
that
Yes.
all?
So that's the link for if anyone is interested. We're not necessarily looking for bike leaders right now. We're just looking for individuals that want to come out and ride throughout the summer. So if you want to take that registration link, you could absolutely send that. My email and my contact number is there. Our Instagram and Twitter is very straightforward. It's East Brooklyn Bike Club. So literally just that one word, and you'll be able to find us. And that's where we send most of our updates for the community. One thing that I do want to add is that we also have the Bergen Bike Bus that we do every Wednesday morning. The Bergen Bike Bus is essentially a route that we created along Bergen Street, from Rockaway and Bergen Street to Bergen and Court Street, downtown Brooklyn. Um, there are roughly 30 schools amongst that route. So we wake up every Wednesday morning, invite families to come out so we can activate these safe school routes and travel as a bus so that people can ride their bikes to school in a safe manner.
Okay, awesome. So I'm also going to share Instagram as well, on East Brooklyn Biking Club. Please be sure to like, follow, and share to stay updated for information. Again, these services that are allocated for our community are for free. There's nothing wrong with taking advantage of the services that are available for you. So, Mr. Jacob, anything else you want to add?
I just want to say that I'm happy to be here, a part of the Brownsville Minute. It's always a pleasure coming in and tapping in with the community. Thank you
Okay,
for having me.
all right. You see Kane, make sure you tell him he has to have his helmet on and
That's
all
right.
that other good stuff. So thank you so much, Kane. I look forward to seeing you around the community.
Yes.
Take
Take
good
care.
care.
Thank you for having me. Yes.
You're quite
Have a
welcome.
wonderful day.
All right, bye-bye. And so there you have it, folks. No excuses. If we want opportunities to become mentally and healthy, well, the Department of Health has been really instrumental in supporting a lot of these efforts. We think that it's just these agencies are just there just because, but they are there to service the community. So I want to put that up again. The East Brooklyn Bike Club has an upcoming event May 20th from 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. They are going to be starting in Brownsville and going to be visiting a number of community gardens. If you have a bike, bring it on out. If you don't, there are some available bikes that will be made available, but please register because that's how we're able to know if you're going to come and if you're going to need the knee pads and the helmet and all that good stuff. But also, please be sure for any updated information. The East Brooklyn Bike Club is on Instagram. Please like, share, and follow for any updated information. And so I want to also share as a community, there are a number of entry points to find information. This specific Space Brownsville now is managed through the Picken Avenue bid. We also have the Brownsville Hub Cooperative, which is brownsvillebk.org, where you can find information and upcoming events that are happening around the community. I also wanted to share just a little bit. A lot of times we're always attempting to figure out how we can be supportive within our community. And I can say something as simple as being very engaged within your community. It takes all of us to make this work within our community. Everyone, every single person, every child, every auntie, every uncle, nana, papa has a part within this world. And so each of us as individuals, we make the difference that we want to see within this space, even if it's a little bit. So I wanted to put that out there as we are continuing to, the school year is about to wrap up very soon. The summer is coming very soon. And we want to figure out how we can be engaged within our community. There are a number of ways. We have a number of stakeholder groups. We have community boards. We have, things that are happening at the health department that you can get engaged in. But it's just really important to figure out your part and just do it. And so I'm not going to hold you. I want to definitely make sure that you see this link again for the East Brooklyn Bike Club registration. It's happening on May the 20th. So spread the word. If you have a bike, please bring it. If you don't have a bike, there will be opportunities for you to be able to have a bike. But please register for May 20th, 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. So on that note, I would love to stay, chat with you, sip some more tea, but, we got other work we got to do. And so, on that note, I want to thank you so much, so much for taking opportunity to join the Brownsville Minute. Please don't forget to like, share, and follow the Brownsville Minute on Community Board 1611375, the Picken Avenue bid, and guess what? YouTube as well. Take good care. So long, folks.
I tried to stand tall, but I never stood a chance. How selfish of me to want them to see me as I am.
I'm over this, man.
I can see the envy from under the mask they're in. How could I expect the pat on the back in a place they wanted to stab
What are you
me?
talking about specifically?
Why do I wish temporary feelings could last again? Why does my future need me to refer to the past again? Naysayers checking in by the minute. It's eating up in my time. And then they always need me to paint a picture after I draw the line. I'm sorry. I drifted from the question.
No problem at all.
Therapy is new for me. I don't think I've ever had a conversation that I felt included me.
Well, that's why we're
It's
here.
like we define things that exist without meaning. But getting back to your question, you asked, what am I thinking?
Yes.
I think so freely as I stare at this ceiling. I think the poison replaced what's meant for healing. I think depression is on the other side of elevating. I think depression hides inside those that are celebrating.
I can see that.
I think the bars that we're rapping are building our own cage. I think my father never thought about me. And what do I feel? I think rage. I think everyone around me can hear what I'm thinking, so I never blink once or think twice about over drinking.
Let's calm down.
I think it's
Settle
humble
down.
of me to say that I'm the greatest. I
There's
think
nothing
so
wrong with
much of
being
me,
confident.
but I'm taught to never say it. I think my identity exists with multiple borders, but when they can't understand it, it's labeled a disorder.
I understand.
I
But
think the
let's
media
calm
and my
down.
social life are at a point of no return. I think they're entitled to just people that never even learn to earn.
Mr. Calm down.
I think truth
Calm down.
is one thing that I know.
Let me ask you this question.
If everything you think is true, how will you ever grow? I never thought about that. Probably for my own protection. It's funny how a view of yourself can be shattered by your own reflection.